welcome to Canoe Talk. I'm Luke.
And I'm Tim. And today we're going to be discussing some of the things that you can do to help prepare yourself for a week of being on the river.
That's right, we're also going to be taking a look at some of the things you can bring along with you to help you survive through the week.
So stick around, and we'll bring you all that and more right after this.
Man, I wish I was at Canoe Camp.
Welcome back. We're going to start off by taking a look at the things you need to bring along with you to camp. Canoe Camp is an outdoor experience, so you need to bring along with you a flashlight, a pillow, a sleeping bag, and a tent.
We recommend that you bring a tarp along with you to put under your tent, or a sleeping bag if you plan to sleep out under the stars. A tarp will also come in handy if it rains. It usually doesn't, but you'll be glad you have one if it does.
Actually, back in the day, the tradition was that everyone would sleep out under the stars, and no one brought tents. Then one year they had a tent that you could change your clothes in, because most people didn't enjoy changing clothes in their sleeping bag.
True.
From then on, little by little, more and more people just decided to bring tents.
Now pretty much everybody brings a tent, but there still are a few who like to lay out under the stars.
Canoe Camp is for a week, so that means you need to bring along with you a week's worth of clothes for warm and cool weather. Why do you need to bring along clothes for cool weather if Canoe Camp is always during the last week of June? Well, I'm glad you asked. Tim?
It's usually pretty warm during the day, and you'll want to bring a swimsuit because you're going to be getting wet. But it can get cool at night, and we're going to be outdoors, so you'll want to be prepared. And there was one year in recent memory when it rained most of the week. But we go out on the river no matter what the weather's like.
That's right. So why don't we take a look and see what the conditions are like at the river right now? We're going to check in with Damon Ransberger. Damon, are you there?
No, he joined the Navy. It was something about saving people or driving boats or something. Lance is out there today.
Okay, Lance. Can you hear me? Lance? Lance, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what's it like?
Oh, it's an absolutely beautiful day outside. The water's moving at 8 knots. The skies are blue. The air is really nice. It's your typical day at Canoe Camp weather. We just hope that it lasts through the end of June. Back to you, Tim and Luke.
Great.
Nice work.
Since it is always sunny on the river, you'll want to have a hat and sunglasses. There is a chance that they could get lost if you do capsize. So you want to bring along a piece of string or something to tie onto them so you don't lose them.
You also want to bring a hat along because there's no electrical appliances allowed. Hair dryers and curling irons aren't allowed because, well, there's no electricity. We try to be as one with nature as much as we can. So girls, bring along a scrunchie or a hat or something. You don't have to worry about looking all good and everything.
In the words of former director Ray Wisner, Canoe Camp is not a lark for love.
What does that mean?
It means that we don't want people coming to Canoe Camp just to hook up with somebody. We don't want people going off by themselves.
That's another reason why electrical appliances aren't allowed at Canoe Camp, like CD players, radios, Game Boy, Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color,
Game Boy Pocket,
Game Boy SP. We want people to interact with each other. Be part of the group.
You want to bring the proper footwear along with you on the river also. Either lace-up shoes or strap-on sandals are okay for the river. If you capsize, you don't want to lose your footwear.
A couple more things you're going to want to bring along with you are sunblock and a water bottle. It's going to be hot and sunny, and you're going to get thirsty. And the river water, it's not so good.
Sunblock is extremely important. When you're out there on the river, there is no shade, and we're going to be out there for hours.
That's right, and you don't want this to happen to you.
He's got blisters!
Second degree burn. Oh man.
I don't got blisters. I got shaved legs. I got
Red legs.
Ooh.
And last, but certainly not least, you're going to need your Bible. We have chapel every night, so you're going to want to have it with you.
Coming up next, things to help prepare yourself for being on the river. Keep it right here.
Welcome back. And now, it's time to play our latest installment of
Name That Canoe Camper. Here's how it works. We're going to show you a clip of a camper who's been there for a number of years, and then you're going to get a chance to call in and guess who it is.
Okay, let's see it.
She's a crispy critter. He's trying, boy.
Okay, let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on the air with Canoe Talk.
Hello,
Hi, who are we talking to?
Nicholas from Marysville Church of the Nazarene.
Okay, Nicholas, name that canoe camper.
I think that canoe camper is Lance Kilpatrick.
That's right,
That's our weatherman.
Lance.
Nicholas, you just won an all-expenses-paid week at Canoe Camp. And we'll also be sending you this prize that you can take home and show everyone that you named that canoe camper.
And by the way, that footage was from Canoe Camp in 1994. All right, now it's time to take a look at some of the things that you can do to prepare yourself for Canoe Camp.
First up, take cold showers. The showers at Canoe Camp have cold water only. That's not usually a problem because of the hot weather that is always available the last week of June. But if you practice at home, you'll be that much more ready.
Another thing you can do to prepare is wear wet shoes. When you're on the river, getting in and out of your canoe, your shoes are going to get wet. They'll probably even get wet if you're just in your canoe. So if you walk around with wet shoes once in a while, well, you'll get used to it.
If you want to be ready for the river, then you should start practicing snapping your elbows. When we go out on the river, the proper technique involves snapping your elbows. So if you want to get it right, then you better start practicing.
After a week of snapping your elbows on the river, your arms are going to become like rocks. Another thing you can do is have someone wake you up early by playing a trumpet in your face. At Canoe Camp, we get up early to reveille, played very loudly. I know I'm never quite ready to get up.
You might want to try going a week without a blow dryer or a curling iron. Since neither are allowed at Canoe Camp, it takes some creativity or a good hat to cover up the natural hair look.
Do you ever eat sandwiches for lunch? Well, at Canoe Camp, we have sandwiches every day. But they're special sandwiches because, well, they're on hamburger buns. Try it. You'll get used to it. They're not so bad.
Well, that's about all the time we have today, so be sure to join us next time for Canoe Talk.
We'll see you next time.